Hello, everyone, and welcome aboard the Walt Disney World Transportation System.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Double Dose of Disney podcast. As always, I am joined here by my goofy, loving husband, Tony. On this week's episode, we are talking all about our favorite attractions and sit-down dining locations in each of the parks. There's so many things to do and see at Walt Disney World, so many places to eat, and it can really feel overwhelming as to, if this is your first trip especially, like, where should I go during my vacation? But also, even if it's your 100th trip, maybe we'll give you some new ideas to incorporate into your vacation, you know?
We know. This one's going to be tough, because there's a lot of places, and it's probably just going to be our favorites that we currently have. But these are our good suggestions.
Yeah, and I will say this. When I was writing down my list, so we made a list each of, like, our favorite sit-down dining location, our favorite attraction. And when I was writing it down, some of them, to me, I wrote down because I have memories attached to them. And I think that's kind of the thing with all of Disney, you know?
Or something that something you ate there you really liked.
Yeah,
and then we're doing sit-down dining, but technically anywhere you can sit down outside, not just a reservation dining restaurant. Because
one of the things that we've learned on, like, as we go on more trips to Disney, and I was talking with some of my clients about that this week, a lot of people put emphasis on having table service dining reservations during your vacation, but that's not necessary to have a great trip. Like, you don't have to have 3 dining reservations a day, and I honestly don't recommend that just because that can be really overwhelming. So we put on this list anywhere that has seating. So obviously, like, a snack stand, Aloha aisle isn't going to be included on this list, but Casey's Corner could be because there's
it puts in some quick service
seating.
Is what it does.
Right. And attractions at Disney World mean anything from rides to shows to anything in between. So, you ready?
We are ready. Starting the Magic Kingdom?
Yep.
Magic Kingdom. Favorite sit-down dining location? Skipper's Canteen.
I knew you were going to say that.
Did you already have that one too?
I did, but
we doubled up on Skipper's. That's the easy one. This is when we have so many memories because we eat there every single time, I think, because it is the best. This one's sit-down for sure.
It's the best table service dining location at
Nothing
Magic
beats
Kingdom.
This one in Magic Kingdom. And I was looking because last time I had the lamb chops off the recommendation of our waitress, and I thought it was kind of like a seasonal or something that's not on their menu, but it's actually still on the menu. The Baba lamb chops.
What side does it come with?
Spice rub lamb chops, tremola, cauliflower, potatoes, onions, Hershey sauce, garnished and served with lemons and herbs.
Ooh, that sounds good. I remember trying yours last time and it was really good. I thought it had a chimichurri sauce or something, right? Or no?
Probably one of those I can't. No. It's just, they probably call it something different that I can't.
Well, and I think that they kind of
describe.
like always change. Like, I'm pretty sure that there's consistently lamb chops on the menu, but they may change like the sauce or something like that with it.
This is a place that we like because we like adventurous food though. So if you don't really like a variety, they got some kind of weird stuff. What was the appetizer we got one time? It was falafel.
I love falafel.
Not good.
As my mother
Bland.
says, I have a. What did my mom say? She says I have a unique palate.
It's an edamame hummus. It's just not. I don't like.
No, falafel is really
Plant-based.
good. Falafel is really good. Tony doesn't like it.
Toasted pumpkin seeds.
It can be dry,
Yeah,
but it had like a hummus. But
that thing in gravy or something.
So I put Skipper's Canteen on the menu or on my list as well. It's definitely like the favorite table service dining location at Disney. Like Tony said, at Magic Kingdom. Like Tony said, it is adventurous.
We've only got about 6 things on our menu.
But they also do have like fried chicken. So if you have someone in your party that's less adventurous, they could get the fried chicken. Or something like that. They also have a secret menu. And it's not.
They said that there was no secret.
Yeah, there's not really secrets on it anymore. But
Apparently.
they say it's a secret menu. But they have Brazilian cheese bread. We haven't tried that yet. That sounds really good.
Because you can get a drink though too. That's
yes.
why. One of the only places you can get a specialty drink.
At Magic Kingdom, that's one of the important things to note. That's the only park that you cannot get alcohol, like from a quick service location or like stands throughout the park, because Walt didn't want alcohol in his parks originally. So they've stayed true to that at the Magic Kingdom. You can only get it at table service dining locations. So I kind of cheated though. Are you laughing because you see that I cheated? I kind of cheated though, and I actually wrote down
the first two. We have the same thing.
I actually wrote down 2 places in each park to eat at. I also wrote down, because I knew you were gonna write Skipper's down. I wrote down Pinocchio's Village House because I don't know why. The food there is not out of the ordinary. The food
there is like a typical Six Flags carny food.
Yes,
They
but
have pizzas, chicken, and fries.
But can we give a moment for the gluten-free chicken strips at Pinocchio's Village House? Like, even if you aren't gluten-free, these chicken strips are amazing. As someone who eats gluten-free, like, I love their chicken strips, and I always get them with the Caesar salad because I can, like, tolerate gluten. It's just, like, my body doesn't feel great when I eat a lot of it. I always get the Caesar salad with gluten-free chicken strips. But what's really cool about Pinocchio's Village House is if you're able to sit inside, there's a room where you can sit, and there's windows that look out over It's a Small World. So they have flatbreads there and stuff too.
Atmosphere points.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that one as like my favorite quick service location. You'd probably say Casey's, but I don't know. I kind of cheated and I wrote down 2 places in each park. I'm confessing now.
Okay.
Are you surprised?
You just ruined our whole game here.
No, I didn't. I won't say all of them.
Moving on, what do you got? Traction.
You know my favorite attraction, Space Mountain.
Okay, so we doubled up on that one again.
Yes, and part of that for me, like I was thinking about that when I was writing this one down. Part of that for me is because of the memories that I have on it. That's the first roller coaster I ever rode as a kid. And I told Tony the other day, I can remember being in the queue line with my family, and I was nervous, and I told my dad, like, I don't want to ride this. I'm too scared. And my dad was like, Brittney, would I ever put you on anything that would be unsafe? And I still remember that. Anytime I would go to get on a ride or anything like that, like I always remember my dad telling me that. So I think that's why, part of the reason why I love Space Mountain so much, but it's also just such a fun attraction.
Well, it's fun because you don't know where you're at half the time.
No.
It's complete dark for the most part. And just the crazy thing about it is how slow it actually technically goes, but there's so many tight turns, tight curves. It's almost feels like a different ride every single time you ride it.
Do you remember the first time we rode it?
No.
So the first time we rode it,
It's probably scared.
Magic Kingdom was our first park day, and I had made Fast Pass reservations for it. We go to ride it, and I think it was like our first Fast Pass of the day. We go to ride it, and Tony's like, whatever, like, this is a Disney roller coaster. Like, it's not going to be intense at all. And then we got off the ride, and Tony was like, that was way more intense than I was expecting. Remember we had been at the boathouse before, and you're like, that was way more intense than I was expecting.
At the first time, it probably felt like Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah, because you're not expecting it. And it's an older roller coaster, so it's a little bit jerky. Some people say, like, it's kind of like the Matterhorn at Disneyland. It, like, makes you feel like you need to go to the chiropractor after. I don't feel like that on it, except for the fact that getting off of that ride is, like, my least favorite ride to get off of. It is, like, I feel like I have to barrel roll out of that car.
That's the point.
I know.
Realistic. Everybody says what the Disneyland version, the 2-seater side by side, is better than the Disney World. I don't know if I could jump on board with that one. If anybody's ever ridden the Disneyland version, let us know which one you like better.
Yeah, and
I personally think the riding solo just feels more of a ride.
But also, do you think that it's better to ride it? So if you've never ridden Space Mountain before, there's 3 seats in each car. They're, like Tony said, they're single file. And then there's 2 cars attached together. So there's technically 6 seats. Do you think it's better to be in the first seat? Or do you think it's better to be in the very last seat? Like, which one do you think is more intense?
First seat is always the best.
I know.
On this one.
Yeah, but
technically, backs are always more of a ride.
Remember one of your friends told you, like, what did he say? Get the back seat?
Front row.
Oh, he said front row.
You can't see anything. It's kind of like Dinosaur.
The back row, like, if you ride the back row on a roller coaster, it always feels more intense because you've got everybody's weight in front of you that's, like, pushing on you. But at the same time, like you said, if you have people in front of you on Space Mountain, it's like when you go on a dark ride, like Dinosaur.
When you can't see anything, it's more intense.
Exactly. You kind of see things in front of you because you see people.
End of story. First row.
Yeah, first row.
The best.
For sure.
Any other honorable mentions?
No, I don't have any other
on your list that there was supposed to be one.
Well, I guess I could say others if you want me to, but
So we're out of Magic Kingdom.
We're out of Magic Kingdom. Epcot.
On to Epcot. This was a tough one. Because technically you could probably sit down anywhere.
True, but Epcot also has terrible seating in the World Showcase.
I didn't consider festival booths.
No, I didn't
on this
either.
One, even though it could have been. I went with La Crêperie de Paris.
Ooh,
sneaky little choices.
Hot take. I totally forgot about that.
So this is what we did last time on our Epcot day. We cruised in, or actually we didn't cruise in on the Skyline. We walked over. Walked over when we stayed at Beach Club.
You're talking about the quick service stand, Crepes à Emporter by La Crêperie de Paris, right?
Yeah. I knew I wasn't gonna get it right, but I knew I knew you figured it out.
Yeah. And
specifically, getting a crepe and a mimosa, double action.
And you got a galette.
Galette.
Yes.
I screwed that.
Well, no, you didn't. No, galettes.
Sneaky, got a gift pick. wrong.
No, you were totally right. But
I visualized the area in my head.
I know you did. And galettes are the savory version of the crepe. That's just what Disney calls it, because it's made with buckwheat flour rather than, if you go anywhere else, like a crepe is a crepe, I think. But the sweet versions of crepes are crepes, and then the galettes are savory.
You got the Remy's.
I got the ratatouille galette. Which
was what?
Which was, it was like zucchini, squash, and onions. And it was so good. It didn't have any cheese or anything in it.
That's why I got what I got. I got the ham and cheese and mimosa.
Yeah, Tony got
that was a way to start your morning. Do that for sure.
Yeah, that place was like, we talk about that place all the time. Like, I dream of getting the galettes from there. And we talk about whenever we go to Disney in February with the girls, like, we just want to just be able, because we're going to be at Boardwalk, we could just, like, hop into, like, Epcot, grab a galette and go.
There isn't a whole lot in Epcot.
No, other than the bakery in France.
It always has a line, but it goes pretty quick.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So my favorite sit-down dining location I wrote down as La Hacienda de San Angel, which is a table service dining location in the Mexico Pavilion. But a lot of people confuse this with San Angel Inn, which is the location inside the pyramid. I'm talking about the place along the water, and I think a lot of people miss that location.
So that was actually thinking. We'd never been eating there before.
Yeah, I actually had a conversation with somebody on TikTok this week about they made dining reservations at San Angel Inn, and she thought that's what I was talking about. But I was talking about La Hacienda de San Angel on the water. One of the coolest things about it is we have Mexican food like anywhere around here.
You throw a rock, you hit a Mexican joint.
I literally think there's 3 taco trucks within like a mile of us. But
and we still eat it twice a week.
But
and some of us crave it on every drive.
Yeah, currently like I don't know, my cravings are things that I ate during childhood, and I don't know if bean and cheese tacos are popular all across the country. But I was driving on the highway the other day, and I was like, I could taste a bean and cheese taco in my mouth. Like, it just sounded so good, which I have not had one yet, but anyway, I digress. The La Hacienda de San Angel, it has, like, Mexican food. It's going to be more, like, traditional Mexican food, not Tex-Mex, but they serve the same drinks that they serve in La Cava there, and the coolest thing about it is a lot of people don't realize it has windows that look out over the World Showcase Lagoon, so you can watch the fireworks from there. A few trips ago, we went there for dinner. We had gone to Hollywood Studios for the day. We had Park Hopper, took the Skyliner over to Epcot, and we ate there for dinner. And then we watched Harmonious through the windows. They piped in the music. It was a really cool dining experience. You don't have to pay extra to watch the fireworks from there. And it's a really good viewing location, too. I feel like that place is, like, missed by so many people.
Remember what you got there?
Yeah, I got the flautas.
I remember it being good.
It wasn't like
stellar. I think I got like a chili.
You got a chili Riano, yeah.
Relleno.
You say Relleno, but I say Riano.
Relleno. I'd give it a solid 7.5.
Yeah, I get the flautas. And the flautas, like, I'm looking at the menu right now. It says fried tortillas filled with chipotle chicken, potato, cheese, and ranchero sauce. So it's not like anything like abnormal, but like I said, it's just a really cool atmosphere.
Again. So you're going with the atmosphere vibe.
Not necessarily always, But I will say this. They have a conchita pabille there. If you've never had pabille meat, pabille is so good. And we didn't try that. That's something that's like a shareable thing. And it's braised pork over chipotle black beans with pickled onions and oregano, served with plantains, finished with crema mexicana and cojita cheese, corn tortillas, and rice. It's $34. I think that's what we should have gotten. I think we were actually, when we went there, we always love to snack around Hollywood Studios. So we had snacked around Hollywood Studios and we weren't really even hungry. So I think we just got like small things. So maybe like, I think if we went there and we were actually hungry, we're never hungry at Disney because we're always snacking. But I think if we're actually hungry, then we might appreciate it more.
Most likely. For next time. I don't know if we'll choose that one to eat it again though.
We'll have Santa Ana Hall.
Because we still have. We canceled last trip. What was the restaurant we canceled last trip? We had to sit down. Italian?
Oh yeah, Via Napoli.
Via Napoli we still have to try.
Yeah.
So we'll probably be able to loop until we get back there.
The thing about Via Napoli is they don't have gluten-free pizza. And if you're going there you want pizza, they have gluten-free pasta, but I've heard it's like, meh. I don't know.
Well, moving on.
I guess we'll go back there. Or we'll
I can
make
guarantee
a
you have the same answer in the favorite attraction at Epcot that I do. The brand new best attraction roller coaster
ever.
Currently in any park is Guardians.
Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
You really can't beat this in any
No.
phase. It's got the excitement. It's got the thrill. It's probably a notch under Rock and Roller Coaster as far as intensity. I don't see how people say they get sick on this one. It's so smooth. I think at first they probably had to adjust it down to be where it is now, but you can't beat this. And we still haven't got every song yet.
No, we haven't gotten every song yet. We've ridden it. When we go to Epcot, we ride Guardians of the Galaxy.
As many times as we can.
Yeah, as many times a day as we can. Because right now it's still using a virtual queue system or an individual lightning lane. So you can only get one of each of those. Last time we went, since we were deluxe resort guests, we did the virtual queue, the individual lightning lane, and then that was extended evening hours that night. So if you're a deluxe resort guest and there's a virtual queue at a attraction, you can join the virtual queue again. Yeah.
So you can ride it 3 times.
But we actually canceled that because we met some friends from home for dinner, and we just didn't want to walk back to the front of the park. So
you had Guardians too on that one?
Yeah, I had
Guardians. So I'm going to go with an honorable mention, and I almost picked it because I knew you were going to pick Guardians, so we're going to talk about it anyway, is the Frozen ride.
Oh,
From being
hot
the
take.
male perspective. That was the first time I'd ever ridden it, which is kind of like space. When you haven't done something before and it's a decent attraction, it hits you hard.
Yeah.
That one's, even if you don't even care about Frozen, you don't like it, it's still good.
We had always skipped it because the line for it is forever long. Which is funny because the attraction's name is Frozen for the First Time. No, it's not. Is it Frozen for the First Time in Forever? No. But
the Frozen ride.
Yeah, the Frozen ride.
You know.
But we had never ridden it before, but we were there for deluxe evening hours with our friends, and they had 2 younger kids. So we were like, okay, we'll ride it with y'all. We were so glad that we got to ride it. We had no wait for it. We literally walked through the attraction and hopped on the ride. It was so much fun.
Frozen Ever After. That's what it's called.
Frozen Ever After.
Along with that, another honorable mention is Beer Garden, which we ate there before we went on that ride. Mm-hmm. First time we ever eaten Beer Garden, and food's all right, pretty good. 8. Probably give it an 8. They have everything you could possibly want.
Yeah, definitely.
Entertainment. They had some guys are always playing music. People are dancing.
Right.
It's an environment. Probably get it a 9 because nobody has really that kind of live entertainment anywhere.
No, none of the restaurants really have live entertainment like that. It was really fun, and one of the cool things about going to Beer Garden is your kids can get up and go be a part of the entertainment. So they had it was they did the chicken dance. They had a line, a parade of kids walking through the restaurant. It's really fun, and it kind of gets the kids involved. So it's more of a fun place for them too. Yeah, like Tony said, they have some really great food on their buffet. It was fun. I really liked it too. We've also eaten at Spice Road Table there. That was before it was like tapas and it actually had like a full menu. We watched the fireworks from there. That was a cool place to watch the fireworks. The food wasn't necessarily my favorite, and I like Mediterranean food, but it wasn't necessarily my favorite. We haven't been back since they changed it. I do want to try the sushi place that just opened, Shikisai Sushi Izakaya, that just opened in the Japan Pavilion. My honorable mention would be to Regal Eagle.
Honorable mention?
Because Regal Eagle is a quick service location, but their barbecue is so good. I will share a video that I made from our last trip to Disney. We kind of did like a progressive dinner at Epcot, and we went to Regal Eagle. We put everything into like a randomizer app and all of the pavilions in there, and we let it choose where we went for like appetizers and different things like that. And we got to go to Regal Eagle for appetizers. We probably wouldn't have eaten there had we not.
We wouldn't have tried this amazing...
We got the burn-in fries, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Well, it's actually, I think, like an entree, but we split it. And we ate it as an appetizer.
Burnt-in fries. $12.99 is a pretty good price. Actually, you had fries, burnt-ins, macaroni cheese, and onion rings. It was pretty big.
Yeah.
In Epcot, I feel like you have to have maybe not have to have a reservation, but you need to have somewhere where you go sit down for a while. Because that park just will drain you. Just walk in.
So we always go to Magic Kingdom on our anniversary. One year we decided to change it up and go to Epcot. Because one of our things is I always like to change up the order of the parks that we go to. Because it kind of makes each trip different. And we thought, okay, it would be fun to like go to Epcot for our anniversary. We did that. And it was still a great day, but it didn't feel like our anniversary because we didn't have a dining reservation, remember?
Yep.
And so we learned, like, if you're going to Epcot, it's always good to have a dining reservation because, like Tony said, you can just keep going all day in the parks. And there's so many great places to eat around World Showcase. Like, I understand the festival booths are great. I understand the quick service is great. But also there's so many great dining locations, like table service dining locations. We have never eaten at... We still haven't tried Space U20. We want to try the lounge there. We haven't tried anywhere in the Japan Pavilion. I'm not crazy about trying the hibachi. I mean, we have hibachi here, but I want to try the sushi.
Try something different every time we go, though. We always try something new.
We've tried Rose and Crown.
That would be a tip. Try something new every single time.
Yeah, we tried Rose and Crown. We haven't tried Le Cellier. I haven't eaten at Coral Reef since I was a kid.
I think we want to try that one now.
Coral Reef. Yeah, they don't.
It's got mixed reviews, but I think we need to try it out.
They don't have a big menu, but I definitely think it'd be fun to go on our second trip with the girls because then it would kind of give them just something to like look at, you know, while we eat.
Like the rest of your list, something to look at.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yes.
We're out of Epcot.
So we're out of Epcot. We're heading to my favorite park, Hollywood Studios.
So favorite sit-down dining location and then Woody's Lunchbox.
What?
Ooh.
That is a hot take.
For the tachos. Now this one, because I don't know when you're going to get them. It could be the morning, right out of the gate like I did last time, the breakfast tachos. Or lunch. Or both on the same day.
Yeah.
And I think they're in a competition for the best over there now because they have the...
As a side note,
new
Tony had
restaurant.
never tried the tachos until like 2 trips ago, and then he was like, I love these.
It's everything I love. All my food in one spot.
He's very passionate about his food.
I was trying to look up and see the different versions they have.
If you had to guess what my favorite sit-down dining location would be, what do you think I would say?
The one that I didn't say.
What?
With the salad. We sit outside.
So
Brown Derby
I
Lounge.
love Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge. Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge has the exact same menu as the signature dining location of Hollywood Brown Derby. You can get the full menu there, but you get to sit outside. You don't have to make a dining reservation. You can join the walk-up wait list if you want to, but typically it's a really short wait anyway. And you sit outside and you get to people watch. It's like the perfect atmosphere.
That's why I didn't pick that one, because I knew you'd pick that one.
But
We're going to have the same whole menu here.
No, but we also, if we're giving
Same list.
an honorable mention, we can give an honorable mention to Sci-Fi Dine-In, because we love eating there too.
Honorable. So going back to the Woody's. They got the breakfast bowl. Not tachos on that one. It's a heavy portion of potato barrels smothered in smoked brisket, country gravy, scrambled eggs, and a sprinkling of green onions, which I think I got last time. First thing, I mobile ordered as we were walking into the park. So that's another tip you can do. Mobile order something before you get there. Tell them you're here before you get there. Make sure it's at the window.
Yeah.
But they have the breakfast one. And then the lunch is actually called the tachos. So it has potato barrels coated with the beef and bean chili, shredded cheese, and signature queso with tomatoes and corn chips, finished with sour cream and a sprinkle of green onions, which $9.99. We shared this one the last time I got it.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be mine, and then it ended up being shared. But cannot skip the tachos. Whether it's breakfast or lunch, these things are amazing.
No, and they also have a really good...
Fills you up.
They also have that grown-ups lemonade there that's really good. I have always wanted to try the like adult Pop-Tart. It's obviously not gluten-free, but so I've never gotten it, but that looks really good there. The only downside of Woody's Lunchbox is they have seating, but they famously don't have enough seating. They're working on expanding that seating out right now.
Well, typically whenever we go, it's just kind of like a grab and go.
Yeah.
Walking around it as I eat, so...
Yeah, I want to try like the grilled cheese sandwich there because they have a gluten-free one. I want to try that. I think that would be really good. The barbecue brisket melt looks really good. There's a lot of like good stuff there. Especially if I always tell people if you're going to Hollywood Studios with little ones, head to Toy Story Land first thing in the morning because that part of the park always gets so busy throughout the day. Like,
yeah, the Joffrey's line is a mile every single time.
Oh my gosh, the Joffrey's line.
Slow.
Last time when we went, remember, you went to go pick up your tachos, and I waited in line for Joffrey's.
I was already done eating and still sat down for a while.
And I still was in line for my Joffrey's.
One thing that one restaurant I didn't even think about was Sci-Fi.
That's what I just said. I said Sci-Fi was my honorable mention.
Cruising. Okay. Then my other one would be Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, which we have not tried.
No, we haven't tried that.
It's on our list now.
So the thing with Sci-Fi is, everybody hates on Sci-Fi. They say the food's not good, yada yada. I don't get that. Like,
it's another environment one for you.
It is. It's a great environment. If you are in the parks all day, it is so nice to walk into Sci-Fi Dine-In. It is cold in there. It is dark. There are old B-roll movies on the screen. You get to sit in a car, like an old classic car. That's really fun. The food is good. Is it out of this world? Like, no, it's burgers and fries and milkshakes.
It is out of this world in that place.
It is because it's all science fiction.
If you haven't tried it, you have to try it because you're not guaranteed to try it if you wanted to anyway. A lot of people say they can't get a reservation. It's hard to get. So definitely try every time.
And I will say, we've had some great burgers there. I think I've gotten like the grilled chicken sandwich there. That's also another great place to go if you are someone who has like food allergies because they always have a lot of like they have like, we got like the gluten-free spinach and artichoke, dairy-free spinach and artichoke dip last time. No, yeah, we didn't like that.
Pass on that one.
But they have dairy-free milkshakes there too, which is cool.
So moving on to favorite attraction at Hollywood Studios would be Rockin' Roller Coaster. And was that what segment you got? Mm-hmm. Doubling up on Rockin' Roller Coaster.
Oh, actually, if we're talking about attractions, I'll change mine. Mine would be the
It wasn't your turn yet. So the first time I ever rode this, we were supposed to ride it together. I think we told the story before. It was park closing. If you get in line at any time before quote unquote park closing, They have to let you ride the ride. Slid in as soon as they were kind of closing the gate on this thing. Ended up being front row, and it was solo because somebody dipped out of me at the last second. And the front row was intense. That coaster is the fastest.
That is it's actually not the fastest. Test Track's the
60 miles
fastest.
an hour?
Yes, it goes 59 miles an hour. Test Track goes 65.
Which feels like 180 when you're blasting off when it first starts, but you can't beat this thing.
Yeah.
I guess intensity-wise, it probably is close to Everest. They're pretty similar. It does two inversions, and it's the only attraction at Walt Disney World that does flips. So that's really fun. You're in the dark. You're playing Aerosmith music. It's such a fun ride. And it's all off of magnets, is how it...
Yes. I made a video a long time ago on Instagram. I'll see if I can find it and share it. But it is made, so it's pulled by magnets. So there's a big magnet basically at the end of the track. There's magnets on the car, and then there's magnets on the end of the track, and it is literally like pulling the ride vehicles to the end. That's how it accelerates so quickly.
I have to see that. That's something you've never seen anywhere.
I did I used to do
I want to see it.
Disney Secrets videos, and they were really fun to do, but they took so long to put together. I stopped doing them, but I would nerd out on these videos because it's so cool that they did that. I don't know, and you learn science along the way.
So right now it's themed to Aerosmith, but I think that's going to change pretty quick.
I
think it's getting rethemed.
What do you think it'll be rethemed to?
It's probably going to be something similar, an old iconic band from the 80s or something. Def Leppard. Now, it's got to be something pretty popular a lot of people know, but I think within the next 2 or 3 years tops, we're going to at least have news if it's not even started. Because they've already thrown it around a few times, it's going to happen.
I just hope Disney doesn't retheme it to IP. Some people say oh, it would be cool if it was rethemed to Max Goof or something like that.
I don't even want it to change, but I think
I don't want it to change either. I think Rock and Roller Coaster is so much fun. I love Rock and Roller Coaster. That's what I actually had down as my favorite attraction. But I forgot that there's one thing that I absolutely love at Hollywood Studios, and we have to go to it every single time, and it is Walt Disney's One Man's Dream. Mm-hmm. Because
we didn't even do it last time, did we?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
We're not talking about just rides. We're talking about attractions too.
I think maybe the time before then.
I think if you were going to Walt Disney World, I've heard
especially with your first time.
Yes, I've heard people say it before. This should be something at the front of the park that you have to walk through before you get into the park. And here's why. Because, I totally agree with that sentiment. I nerd out on Disney history. Obviously, Tony does too. I love Walt Disney. He was such a creative genius. He was an amazing person. And this is a walkthrough exhibit, so it's kind of like a museum of Walt Disney artifacts, and it's got his little drawing desk there. It's got a lot of different things, and then it kind of goes into.
It's got the Lincoln.
Yeah, it's got the animatronic of Mr. Lincoln from Disneyland. Was that the one from the World's Fair, or was that the one that they used at Disneyland?
I'd be lying if I said it, and somebody
I can't remember.
Call me out, so not to say it.
But it goes through. It starts out Walt's childhood history. It goes through when he was starting the Disney company, when him and Roy were starting their animation business, and then it talks about the revolution of the Disney parks. And it's such a cool attraction because if you go to Disney World and you don't understand the history behind it, or you don't appreciate the history behind Walt Disney himself and the Disney company, then you really miss out on so much of Disney.
I think a lot of people do skip it. I mean, it's probably not something you want to start your day with because you're still ready to rock and roll and go cruise around, do rides, but it's a slow down. It's a good time to slow down, just chill out, AC, and appreciate the whole park and Walt itself. And then you have the little show afterwards.
Yeah, there's a show.
It never seems to get old. It's almost like you haven't seen every time.
There's a show at the end that's narrated by Julie Andrews, and it's a 20-minute show, I think, and it talks about just the history of Walt Disney himself and the company and his vision and everything like that. And he talks about in there that it's good to have a hard failure when you're young, because if you
that's
don't,
a real true here was my life. I didn't just wake up one day and look at all we have. It was the tough times, and you almost a little tearjerker in there.
Yeah, we want to do a whole.
I think you do cry. Actually,
I do cry. We want to do a whole podcast episode on Walt Disney himself because there's so much to him. Walt Disney didn't come from this wealthy family where he was just given this adventure of a lifetime to create the Disney company, and a lot of people said he was crazy along the way, and he just kept doing it. And something that truly humbles me all the time is I think to myself, if it wasn't for this one man's dream, I wouldn't get to do what I do today.
We wouldn't be talking right here.
No, and we wouldn't. There's 100,000 cast members that are employed by the Disney company around the world. That's not even people who, like myself, work in travel planning, who do content creation and make money from that, all of those things. So anyway, I digress. That could be a whole other topic, but one man's dream is a must-do.
Moving on to Animal Kingdom. Last park, favorite sit-down dining location is right at the front. Flame Tree. Is it barbecue or is it just called Flame Tree? Flame Tree Barbecue.
That's your favorite sit-down dining location?
Trying to go off the beaten path. And I was trying to look and find what I got. It was a barbecue sandwich with I thought it had mac and cheese on it.
Mm-hmm. It's a pulled pork barbecue sandwich.
It doesn't have mac and cheese on it.
I thought it did.
Smoked pulled pork sandwich.
Baked macaroni and cheese with pulled pork.
But that doesn't say sandwich, though.
Oh, maybe they
Their actual smoked pulled pork sandwich says topped with coleslaw and served with beans. So I don't know if they switched it up, but I thought it was a brisket with mac and cheese on the sandwich.
Pulled pork, you mean?
Yeah, I was trying to envision it talk at the same time. Doesn't work.
Flame Tree Barbecue is really fun.
That was one I picked for the environment, too, because you could just sit down next to the water there and
it used to be, what was that show that was taking place?
Kite Tales.
Kite Tales.
We saw Kite Tales maybe one time we were there. Or it was the digress version. Either way, you'll still see little floats come by with characters on either way.
Yeah, that's really fun. There's a lot of seating out there. It's really pretty because, like Tony said, you get to look over the water. The food there is really good. Like, the barbecue is good. I've gotten the barbecue chicken sandwich, or barbecue chicken salad there before. That's really good. I think the last time we went there, I got either the pulled pork sandwich or if they have like a brisket sandwich because they have gluten-free bread there. I've gotten that before. I love going there and getting the rotten apple cocktail.
That's what I was looking for. This is another place you can go and you can get a beer or a drink.
The rotten apple cocktail is it's a hard cider, like apple cider mixed with Fireball, but I love it because it has gummy worms in it.
So it's Angry Orchard's crisp apple hard cider and Fireball cinnamon whiskey over ice garnished with gummy worms and a souvenir glow cube.
I don't even think I finished it last time because I was like, this drink is just making me tired.
It's actually called Rotten Apple with red glow cube.
Oh, I don't think it used to have the glow cube.
I think last time it did.
I don't think I even finished it last time because it was like, this drink is just making me sleepy. It's really heavy, but I just wanted the gummy worms out of it. It does taste really good though. And it's, like Tony said, it's a really fun place to sit.
Overall, being from Texas, the barbecue, it is not the best you're ever going to have, but it's pretty darn good.
There's Polite Pig at Disney Springs, there's Regal Eagle, there's Flame Tree Barbecue. I would say Flame Tree Barbecue ranks below both Regal Eagle and Polite Pig. Polite Pig's barbecue is like chef's kiss. But yeah, it's still a really fun place to go.
So what do you got?
My favorite sit-down location is Nomad Lounge because Nomad Lounge shares the kitchen with Tiffin's, which is a signature location, and it's on the water. You have the character flotillas that go by, and when you're sitting at Nomad Lounge, like, you do not feel like you're in the middle of Animal Kingdom. You truly feel like you are in, what is that, Africa? Yeah, you're in Africa itself.
Just outside of
Pandora.
They
have the drinks there are great. They have like small plates and stuff like that. They have a kids menu as well, so it's like family friendly. You, again, because it's a lounge, you don't have to have a table service reservation to get. Last time we just got on the walk-up wait list, and I think it was like a 10-minute wait maybe. It's a really great place to go. I also put as a honorable mention Satuli Canteen.
So I was still looking at their menu. They have a tuna poke bowls, a nomad bowl, steamed rice, cabbage, no meat in that one. The Impossible Sliders, Tiffin's bread service. So everybody comes here for, I guess, the churros, right? Come with the churros here.
They have gluten-free churros there. We haven't tried those yet.
I had the sliders. I think it's a seasonal thing for the sliders. They still have a slider there right now. But yeah, they got good small plates. And your cocktails. Yeah,
when we went there last time, I got something that was seasonal. It's not on the menu right now. Their menu is like kind of like famously like rotates out because it's different like lounge and seasonal items. But they typically have more things on the menu at the restaurant than what you see online. But their drinks are really good.
We're on to the final attraction at Animal Kingdom. I'm going with probably the same one you got, Dinosaur.
Bum, bum, bum. No, I actually changed it. I'm going with It's Tough to Be a Bug.
So Dinosaur is excitement level is probably like a 9.
Yes, for sure.
This is a quote unquote hot take. Everybody wants Dinosaur to be gone, but this is another one. If you're sitting in the front row, which we did our first time that we'd ever ridden, it's the best. You're not looking at the back of somebody's head. It's like Space Mountain, just completely kind of dark.
Yeah.
You get way more of a ride.
Yeah.
Which we think this one's going the way we heard already.
Yeah,
as
so
of this episode.
Destination
today.
D23 took place this morning, and we were watching the live stream for it, or I was watching the live stream for it, and they announced that they are planning to retheme Dinoland USA to be Central America, because there's Africa and Asia, and they want to retheme Dinoland USA to Central America. That makes sense. I understand that.
And the ride's moving to Indiana Jones.
Yes, which it shares the same ride vehicles
Same
as
track system, everything.
Disney. Yeah, same track system and everything as Disneyland, Indiana Jones. So, like Tony said, we saw it coming, but I don't know. We got sent some shirts after our last trip from the Lost Bros, and they sent Tony the Not Our Dino shirt. And that's just like, that's one of my favorite things. But my other favorite thing is It's Tough to Be a Bug. And at Destination D23, they also announced they're retheming It's Tough to Be a Bug to Zootopia.
So maybe not on that one, but what Disney is kind of claiming and doing now, I've heard a few times on that this morning, is they're trying to listen to what everybody wants and do it now. Because dinosaurs, something that everyone's been talking about for a long time.
We didn't ride Dinosaur our first trip because I had read, again, don't always listen to the blogs. Don't always even listen to us. Like, make your own opinions. If we say,
didn't
like...
even ride it that first couple times.
Yeah, because we didn't ride it the first...
Don't listen to people like us, dude.
But keep listening to us.
Listen, but don't do it.
No, like, just, like, take everything that people say with a grain of salt and make your own opinions.
It's like a restaurant. Try it once for yourself.
Exactly. We didn't ride Dinosaur the first time because somebody said it was, like, a simulator, and it like...
Well, a lot of YouTube vloggers, whatever, they still say it's such a crazy, intense, don't bring your children type of ride. And it's not. It's jerky. But anybody can ride it, and you're not going to get sick on it.
I wish we could share the ride photo from our last ride.
Every ride photo. We're going to do it.
No, of the family in front of us. It's not of us. Of the family in front of us freaking out on our... I don't want to share somebody else's photo.
It's our happened to be in it, so...
There was a family that was in front of us, and they had 4 kids. So on Dinosaur, you sit in 2 rows of 4, and we were in the back seat. We'd already ridden it once that day. We like to be in the front seat on Dinosaur because, again, it's a dark ride, and so you can't see as much of the track. But we were in the very back, and there was, I think it was the mom and one of the daughters that was sitting beside us, and then the dad was in the front.
They'd never ridden it before.
With 3 kids. They had never ridden it before. It was the very end of the day. They had no idea what to expect. And the ride photo, like, the entire time, the little girls were so cute. They had, like, their like, princess tiaras on and everything like that. They were freaking out. So if your kids are scared of, like, the dark or of... dinosaurs, maybe this is a skip, but
you just gotta know what you're getting into. I mean, it's not a. I mean, I guess it's a scary ride if you're
children.
Really young.
Wait until we go with our 2 girls.
They're going on it.
Well, it'll be Indiana Jones by it'll be Indiana Jones by then.
I'm not even mad about the Indiana Jones change because I
No.
like that, but it just seeing dinosaur gonna be gone forever.
I think it makes more sense. I think it makes more sense to have that area of the park rethemed to Central America rather than Dinoland USA. I don't think Dinoland USA fits.
Yeah, the outside we could do without, but the ride itself, that is gonna.
It's super fun, and I'm sure we'll love the Indiana Jones one too. So I chose It's Tough to Be a Bug, which is the current show at the bottom of the Tree of Life Theater. We love going to this every time. I think
This is our day starter. We get a coffee and we walk right in and get a couple of laughs off the kids that get carted out after they get scared from the bug.
Yeah, so one of my favorite things about Disney, I remember going as a kid, and at the time at Hollywood Studios, there was an attraction for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and you were shrunk down to the size of, like, what, ants or whatever that they do in the movie. And you got, like, blasted in the face with different things. Like, you felt... It incorporated all of your senses. It's Tough to Be a Bug does the exact same thing, but it's bugs. And there's the kids, when you go to watch this, they're not expecting that. They're little ones. They're not expecting that. And there's a part where, like, bugs move across the seat, or they're, like, little things that, like, poke you.
Air shoots you in the face.
Yeah, air shoots you in the face. And so it's like the show starts, and all of a sudden, all these kids are screaming. We think it's funny until we have 2 little girls that we're sitting in the theater with, and they're screaming, and we need to make a swift exit.
Yeah, always sit to the left side.
Yeah, always sit to the left side. You can always get out the doors, even though they're shut.
When's the retheming happening?
So that's the thing. Disney kind of has been announcing, like, last year they announced that they were going to do a Zootopia and Encanto Land at where Dino Land USA was. But there was no hard date. It's kind of like a blue sky project.
This is what Disney does with everything.
Yeah.
They throw it out there, and they want to see what sticks and what everybody says about it before they do what they do or don't do. That way they don't make them...
Right.
Right now, they're trying to listen to what everybody wants to do.
So they canceled...
Just like the fireworks.
They canceled the Zootopia Land, but they're still keeping Encanto and Indiana Jones. That seems to flow better anyway, so that'll be themed to like Central America. They said there's going to be new restaurants and stuff like that. So they're giving the fans, like you said, what they want by incorporating Zootopia and replacing it Tough to Be a Bug. I agree, like, It's Tough to Be a Bug seems outdated because I don't know that kids even watch that movie anymore. Like, I think, like, Zootopia is obviously more of, like, a current film. But hopefully they do something that really incorporates all of your senses again because I just love that.
Well, that's all, folks.
Yeah.
That is our list. Let us know what you think. Give us suggestions. Tell us your favorites and what you liked, didn't like.
Yeah, I'll put up a box over on our Instagram stories. Let us know what your favorites are. And then we can all, as a community, vote on them and see what we agree on, what we disagree on. Because there's so many different things at Disney. Not everybody's going to do everything the same. And that's what makes Disney so fun.
It changes every trip, I think.
Yep. So, as always, if you can go ahead and give us a follow, if you already don't, on the Double Dose of Disney fam on Instagram and TikTok. And if you could please leave us a rating or review, give us a follow on your favorite podcast platform.
5 stars or just move on. That'd be awesome.
We will see you guys next time.